everybody and welcome to this new video. Today we're talking about this right here. This is my phone and it has been since 1.5 years. It's the LG G4 and I want to talk to you about why I personally think this phone could be the best budget phone for photography right now. But first, we need some people. So, I hope you enjoyed that first B-roll sequence, and before we get right into the other stuff, I would just like to give you a quick disclaimer that this is by no means a scientific review. I have not compared this phone to any other phones, so can't really say compared to this phone can do this better and the other stuff. I just want to give my opinion about this phone and why I think that this could be a phone for you in case you are looking for a rather cheap phone which is really good for photography. So I'm going to show you some photos and some other facts about this phone, but nothing scientific, no color science, no pixel range, whatever. None of that. So I'm gonna have a look at my notes. So first I'd just like to say that this sensor in here is a 16 megapixel sensor. So you're going to get quite a nice resolution of your phone pictures, and also the lens right here is a f1.8 lens, so it's actually rather good for low light, especially for a phone. This is quite a wide aperture, so yeah, if you want to take some night photography with this phone, that should be fairly much easier than with some phones of the older models. So the next thing is that the camera system of this phone comes with some nice features. For example, you have a manual mode. In the manual mode you can change all the normal stuff like white balance, shutter speed, ISO and stuff like that. So you even have manual focus on your phone. So you've got quite a lot of possibilities if you don't like the automatic mode. Of course there are these other modes like burst mode and stuff like that, but I don't really use it. Like, I just shoot at automatic or manual, even though I can say and approve that the auto is definitely very capable of its job. It's done a really good job, and I'll show you some pictures later and tell you what it was shot like, if it was shot in manual or in autofocus and all that good stuff, right? But before we get to that, I'd like to mention that this phone also shoots raw DNG files, so in case you want some raw files, this phone can do that. And yeah, also it's the same like with the auto mode, that the JPEG files are amazing in my opinion. So I used to shoot RAW on this phone just because I could, probably. I think why I actually shot RAW, just because I could. But I've come to notice that the JPEGs are really amazing as well, so actually the JPEGs are totally fine. And also something you might find very useful is the image stabilization. There's a built-in image stabilizer right here in the lens. Sometimes when you film you can actually see it moving, and it actually does a really good job. I can probably get about 2 or 3 stops of light with it. So I've shot pictures with a shutter speed of about 1/30th and they've turned out to become rather good still. So yeah, this image stabilization, big plus point. One other very important thing on every camera nowadays is the autofocus, of course. Of course this phone comes with autofocus, and I can definitely approve that the autofocus is reliable. It's not the best. Sometimes it looks for the focus, it hunts a little, but usually it's rather fast. It's not like the fastest, it's alright. Like, it's not super fast, but it's fine. But it's definitely reliable. So now So after giving you some brief information of what this phone can do, let's get right to the image quality. First, the resolution. According to the details of a picture I took just a few days ago, the resolution is 5312 by 2988, so I suppose that's quite good. Here's a photo I took with this phone, and if you zoom in you can definitely see that this has got some really good resolution. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, this is my channel banner since a few weeks ago. So it's been cropped in quite a lot, but it still looks good on the channel banner in my opinion, so just as a little approval that the resolution is definitely good. So one other thing you should definitely be considering when shooting with this phone is that straight out of the phone, photos look alright. Like, you do still see that those are phone photos and they don't really look any special. But the way to make them shine is with editing, I'm telling you. Edit these photos and they will look brilliant. All these photos in this video were taken with this phone and edited in Lightroom Mobile on this phone. So yeah, by the way, if you don't know how to edit on Lightroom Mobile, I shot a tutorial on that just a few months ago, so I'll link it here in the description. I don't know, somewhere, you'll find it. So one very important thing you might already be asking yourself, because I haven't mentioned it in the video yet, is the cost of this phone and how valuable this phone is. You can get this phone online now for under 200 bucks, meaning here in Austrian euros it's under 200 euros. I found it for about 180, 160, I think there were even some for 140 euros. They were all used, of course, that's why they're so inexpensive. Also, the phone is a few years old, that's why you can't really get a new one, I think. You might find one, but I'm sure that if it's used, it'll still be fine. I mean, this is 1.5 years old and it's working perfectly fine. The performance of the phone itself is brilliant, it's completely fine. I mean, it's nothing unbelievably special, but it does everything a phone should be able to do. And for me, the camera on the phone is very important because I don't always have my camera with me. So if I find something nice I want to shoot, I'll just take out my phone and get the shot and hope that it's just as good as if I had taken it with the camera. So for example, this shot right here, which I showed you already, was taken as I was walking to school and it was frosty and I saw this really nice texture on the leaves. So I wanted to take a photo of it and see what I can get out of it. So I took it with the phone, and by now it's one of my favorite pictures actually, so I really like that picture. And of course there's some nice editing behind it. I don't have the original photo anymore, so I can't show you anymore, I think. I'll have a look, but I don't think so. So to round up this whole unscientific review of this phone, of the LG G4, I'd like to just do a quick recap. So reasons why you should definitely get this phone is, first of all, the cheap cost, 200 euros, well actually less than 200 euros. 16 megapixel camera, f1.8 lens, manual mode, raw DNG files, image stabilization, autofocus, and image quality is amazing, and images become stunningly good when edited, so then the pictures really look good. And you've seen some, I don't know if you like the pictures, but I personally really like them, especially considering that they come out of a phone. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little unscientific review. I'll probably be posting one of this camera sometime soon. Also just as unscientific as this one, just a few things I think about it and who I would recommend this for. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and be well, or see you the next time. See you the next time, and first time.